The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to today's Platinum webinar with your host, Todd Walters.
Thank you, Andrea. Welcome, everyone. Hope everybody's doing fantastic and having a great day and a great year. I know most of our Platinum level members are just crushing it. The success stories that we get weekly, I've been accumulating them and putting them in some folders, so appreciate you sharing them with me. And I want to encourage everybody to do that if you're not. So, look, if you're making some gains, you're having progress, growing your real estate business using the Craig Proctor system, you really want to share that with everyone. Typically, when you do, it leads to some conversation, some recognition, more referrals for you. There's lots of things that happen. But if you don't talk about your success, who else is going to? Right? So you're obligated as a business owner, a team leader, to leverage the success that you're getting to get more success. So we talk about that quite a bit at the conferences, face-to-face, at our boot camps that we do, and the OSA workshops, the webinars. We're going to talk about it today. So I want to make sure that you're doing this. So here's what you want to do. When you experience a good day, a good conversion, closing, sale, OSA just brought on that did something really well. You gave away a bunch of money to a favorite charity of yours. There's something that you guys are involved in on a consistent basis that is quite amazing based on industry standards. So what Craig and I would like for you to do is we'd like for you to share it. We run contests from time to time. As you know, Susan's done a great job of that over the last couple of years on our private Facebook page, running these contests, and we reward you guys handsomely. As a matter of fact, at the upcoming event, we've got some prizes to give away for that last contest that we did on celebrating your independence. So same thing here. We want to see your success stories. So send them to your coach, send them to Craig Proctor, send them to me at twtoddwalters.com. Let's bask in it, man, and let's make this business that you're growing here into something that benefits a lot of people. So I will show you how you can leverage the success that you're getting to get more of it. Okay, but you're going to have to take a step and share those success stories. Okay, so a couple of examples on that. We'll get moving. You did something really good, which makes you look really good. So you're a real estate agent in Atlanta, Georgia, and guess what? Some other member, some other part of North America has a buyer that is moving to the Atlanta, Georgia area. Who are they going to call? They're going to call me, and because they remember my success story, or that the timing was right for that getting posted and shared. And who else better to send business to than an agent who knows what they're doing and they're having great success? Okay, one example. How about your success stories being leveraged to get more agents to come and join your team? Okay, so we'll show you how to do that. As a matter of fact, in Toronto in a couple of weeks, I'll be sure to throw that in. Let me make a note so I can show you how to leverage your success to get other agents to join your team. Okay, how about this? Whenever you get hungry, you want a steak, and you're in a new place, someplace you're not familiar with, a town, part of the country. So you're like, okay, let me go find a steakhouse. You get in your car, you drive, and you pass some steakhouses. One steakhouse has a few cars in the parking lot. The one next door to it or down the road is packed. What are you going to do? You're going to go to the one where everybody's at. People like doing business with successful people. There's no question about it. So share your success stories and do it often. Okay? All right, so coaching tip number 1 of the day. All right, so as the first Thursday of every month, we do a webinar. Craig Proctor and myself, sometimes me, sometimes Craig, 4 Platinum members about you and your business, primarily working on your business versus in it all the time. We want to change your routine. The faster we can get you to stop being a real estate agent all the darn time and spend more of your time on the rainmaking activities of your business, we can reverse those roles and change your routine. It's going to change your results. And you've heard me say that often, your routine equals your results, right? Okay. So we do that the first Tuesday of each month. I think it is, yeah, first week of the month, first Tuesday. So that's what's happening today. So we're going to spend, I've got a PowerPoint I want to share with you. I've got some materials I want to share with you, and we'll just dive right into it so we can have an impact on you, your life, your business. Okay? All right, great. So as we move into that, you can see on my screen here, I've got the agenda thrown right up on the screen in a Word document for the upcoming Millionaire Agent Maker Conference this fall, October 13th, 14th, 15th, bonus day, October 16th. Broker Owner Conference, October 12th. So you can see all that right here in front of you, okay? So go ahead and get a chance to make some notes on that and write that down. This agenda is getting ready to be posted. We're just finalizing a couple of the details with the staff to make sure that everybody's on the same page and I've got the times right and all that. But man, this will be the biggest, most amazing event we've ever had. There's no question. So I want to give you an idea, though, real quick about, because it ties in with what I wanted to share with you today. Building the ultimate real estate business that serves your life and others. As a matter of fact, if you built a business that served more other people, okay, I mean really served and was built to serve others, you will benefit. You will benefit like you never dreamed possible. If that's the kind of business that you probably have heard me say this if you've been to the Platinum OSA workshops, that if you will build your real estate business based on your currency being testimonials and referrals, if that's what you looked at and measured your success by versus number of transactions and commission income, if you measured your business based on how many testimonials you get, and how many referrals you're able to generate. If that's the way you measure, if that was your currency, your commissions would be bigger than you ever dreamed possible. Okay? So that's what this conference is about this fall, October 13th, 14th, and 15th, this Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Conference. We host it every fall. It's massive. It's amazing. It's our biggest event that we do all year long. Okay, and this one will be very special. The ultimate real estate business that will serve your life and others too. Okay, so a couple of tidbits on that. I want to scroll down here to some special guests that we're bringing in. Okay, the Servant Leadership Director at my real estate company, and that's just the title I gave him, but I was able to steal this man and some of his time to invest in people that are close to me and at our real estate company, Dr. Dwight Ike Reichard. Craig, give me a thumbs up to be able to fly him in and spend some time with you at this event. And this guy will change your life. Many of you have met him. You know who he is. He's a very popular guy. One of his best buddies, John Maxwell. He wrote a couple of books with Zig Ziglar. So this guy, he's a pastor by trade, but he's a tremendous leader. Okay, he knows how to inspire people to do amazing things. He's an expert on cause marketing. So I got him for 2 days. So I've got 2 sessions for Ike. So he's going to be one of the special guests there. At the end of day 1, we're doing a special black tie optional gala event centered around cause marketing. We're going to be raising some money for Habitat for Humanity and some other organizations that, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to change some lives and businesses in the course. That's at the end of day 1, okay? And just wanted to kind of get you primed for that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about that event. I do this on every webinar. I take about 5 minutes, and I talk to you about what's coming up and why it's important that you need to be there, okay? All right, so I was talking to a Platinum member. Oh, and anybody got any questions on this, by the way, I want you to write this number down. Let me see if I've got it at the end of the agenda. You know, I don't know if I put it on here, but I'll type it in. I'll throw this up there for you guys to see, Mr. Reichert, Dr. Ike Reichert. But write this phone number down, 678-436-8292. 678-436-8292. I'll repeat that here in a moment. If you got any questions about the upcoming Toronto Millionaire Agent Maker Boot Camp that we got coming up here in a couple of weeks, or this massive Millionaire Agent Maker Conference this fall, any questions at all that you may have, you call 678-436-8292. That's going to come to my office, and not Craig's office, but mine, and we'll try to help you out specifically with the questions about that event. 678-436-8292. I think that rings to Andre and Thomas upstairs. 678-436-8292. Any questions all about that? Millionaire Agent Maker Conference this fall. Building the ultimate real estate business, one that serves you and others too. Okay? All right. Thank you. All right, so what have I got for you? Well, right before I interrupted myself, I was telling you that I actually was talking to a Platinum program member earlier, and they sent me gobs of materials. Okay, there were folders, there were flyers, there were letterhead, there was email signatures. I saw a lot of branding for this Platinum member, but I didn't really see a lot of things to generate business. Okay, what I meant, I saw a lot of things after they got the leads and after they have the meetings with the clients, but I didn't see a lot of things on the front end. And this Platinum member is struggling a little bit with business, lead generation. They're doing okay, but not awesome. So what they sent me revealed what it is that they do and spend their time on or see as priorities on a daily basis. Okay, so write this down. All right, write this down. Your routine equals your results. If your routine is to stay busy, okay, well, guess what? You never want to confuse being busy with being productive. So write that down. Feels like a Hillary Clinton speech with cliches and platitudes, things like that. But your routine equals your results. So don't confuse being busy with being productive. I'm sure I got more coming. So, but write that down. You can't do that. Is what you're doing right now making you a quantum leap? And if you're on this webinar, the answer is yes, because it will change the way that you think about things. But what you do is what you get, right? What you guys do, how you do things, what you do every day, that's going to equal what you get. So I get really miffed when I come in every day and I get sidetracked working on things like this agenda, okay? What you think about this? Let's look at it from my perspective. I'll throw it back up here. This agenda, okay, here it is. This 4 or 5 pages agenda, and I'm just kind of floating down through it here. We'll just go to day 1. All of these sessions, okay, all these times, all this stuff, I set it up. I'm doing this agenda. And as I'm doing the agenda, I'm like mad at myself. I'm mad. I'm not happy doing this agenda, okay? And the reason is because doing this agenda does not necessarily make me, Todd Walters, a quantum leap. Now, it'll make you one. You show up there, but it doesn't necessarily make me one, okay? So I have to think, okay, so if I'm going to spend my time doing this agenda, how can I use this time that I'm spending here, writing these words, typing this out, thinking about these things? How is this making me a quantum leap? And that's the way you want to look at your day, okay? So what you're doing at any moment in time, is it making you a quantum leap? And if the answer is no, then don't do it. So this member that sent me all of these things, and I can show them to you, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to throw them under the bus like that, but I'm going to use the story to help you, okay? It revealed that they spent an awful lot of time working on presentations, the way things look, materials, okay, pre-selling materials, not enough time calling back the leads. All right, so I confessed to her, I said, look, I don't know how to do these things. She was asking me, they were asking me about Facebook, and I said, look, I've never ran ads on Facebook personally. I've had ads run on Facebook for me, but I don't know how to put ads on Facebook. Like I would pick up the phone and call, our tech guys, and they would put the ads on Facebook. So I don't know how to do that. I've never put a listing in the MLS. I don't know how to log in and put a listing in the MLS. So I'm telling them these things. What I spent my time doing was picking up the phone and calling back the leads and booking appointments. And every time in my business, well, I should tell you this, guys, there were about 3 or 4 times in my personal real estate business where I had some problems. I had some cash flow crunches. I had more money going out than was coming in. Many of you may have experienced a similar thing before, have you? Right? Maybe some of you are there right now. I don't know, but you do. Okay, well, how do you get out of that? Well, every time I got into it, I got out by one simple thing. I picked up the telephone, I called back the leads. I didn't do anything else. Nothing else mattered. I needed appointments from people that were ready to buy and sell now. So if you want to solve a cash flow problem, that's easy. Pick up the phone and call back the leads. That's how it works. Okay? All right, so let's take a look at some information here that I want to talk to you guys about, because a lot of this business building stuff that we work on the first week of each month has to do with what's between your ears, how you think, what you think about, how you think about things, and what you think about. Okay, so I'm going to use a few examples from the OSA workshop, like this slide right here. Okay, so I spend the first half day at the Platinum OSA workshops talking to you and your outside sales agents about self-imposed limits and changing the way you think about things and encouraging everybody in the room to not debate me on the system and the success of it. Don't debate it. You can ask questions about how things work so you'll get to know how to do things, but let's don't debate the system and the success of it. There's no debating it, right? There's no debate there. That's not what we're there for, okay? So, but because of that, people would debate me on like the guaranteed sold. There's always somebody first time guaranteed, your home sold, guaranteed, or I'll buy it, and they want to mock it. Sometimes people mock it, or they want to tear it down. They want to debate. They want to debate it, which is amazing. They've never done it. They've never ran an ad. They've never done it before in their life, and they want to debate the success of it. But most of you that are running that unique selling proposition within your business, you understand that there's no debating the success of it. This is a grand slam. Once you begin to promote it. Okay? So, like this slide, sky's the limit. That's not true. That's the limit if that's what you want it to be. But do you know there were people that they sat around and they dreamed about flying, and there were also those others that dreamed about going into outer space. So why is it that some person would dream about the limits or the confines of the sky, while others saw well beyond that? Okay, and you know the stories about great astronauts, this country, the space program, and other things, okay? Big dreamers, man. So you want to understand right now, there's no limit. When I started up my real estate company again, which is quite unique, it's so unique that when I talk to Platinum members about it, they have a hard time understanding it. It's because I've already done this. I have a very successful real estate sales team. So when you eat up your market share in an area, what do? You just duplicate your sales team. How do you duplicate your sales team? Through really good people. The systems are duplicatable. So that's it. That's as simple as it is. That's all I know. I don't know how to grow a real estate brokerage, or anything like that. I have no idea. I've never had a real estate brokerage. I've never been a broker. I just know real estate sales teams. You want to grow your real estate sales team to $1 million in net income or more? I know that. Okay, so duplicate. So I got a text message a little bit ago from Nathan Clark. You guys know Nathan? Let me share it with you. Okay, let me share this with you here. I'll read it to you. It says right here, it says, he sent me a bunch of stats about his business, blah, blah, blah. And I said, thank you, Nathan. Your business is overall up. Looks like your commissions are way up in dollar volume. So you've increased income on just a little more work. Nice. He said, yes, but profit's down because I hired a bunch of new employees and stuff to expand the business even more. So as a percentage, profit is down, but as a total income number, it's up. I think that's okay. So if I made a 25% profit last year and netted 500,000, but made a 15% profit this year but netted 1 million, what would you rather have? Okay, so be really careful about how you measure success. Okay, the numbers that people throw out there. So anyway, and then I say, hey, congrats again. How about duplication? In other words, it's time you start thinking about duplication. You're pretty well maxed out there in Rhode Island. And he says, yes, I need to find a member who wants to partner with me to expand in another territory. So if you're somewhere in the Northeast right there, you might want to contact Nathan Clark about that. All right? So anyway, so your paradigm here, what you think about every day, what you get up and do, your routine equals your results. Okay, so most of you are sitting in your office. Some of you are in the car. Some of you are mobile with your phone in your hand and some earphones, and I understand all that. Craig and I prefer you to be in your office, door closed, computer monitor up. Okay, so for those of you that are, look next to you. Look to your right, look to your left. Okay, let me give you an idea of what you should have close to you. Number one, notepad. On your notepad is a list of things to do. And there are things on there that you wrote down, ideas, strategies, stuff you got from us from quite a while ago that you haven't implemented. That's okay. That's okay, because sometimes things come along the next day that took a greater priority that was a better idea or strategy. But if you don't write them down, it's nothing. A goal that's not written down is something that will never happen. So those of you that are sitting here in front of your computer working on your business right now, do you have that checklist, that notepad right next to you? Okay. The other thing that you should have next to you is a business plan. I think I've got one here. Let me pull it up. Here we go. Plan, Platinum, strategic business plan, team leaders, first 6 months. So when you join Platinum, okay, you're in for life, first of all, okay, because until you sell your business or begin to duplicate it. And I would like to see more of you thinking that way, by the way, is that at what point do I duplicate my team? When do I put my other sales team together? Okay, and it's going to happen. There's a market share that you'll cap out there where you are. I don't know what it is, but that's what we work with your coach on. So more people need to be thinking about this duplication and growth strategy. But when you first get into Platinum, so you're coming from coaching, now what? Well, there's a plan. There's a plan for that. There's a 6-month plan here that if you activate and implement this plan week to week, it's just a checklist. It's right in front of you. Everybody has it. It's on the coaching side as well. But this should be on your desk. And you're checking these things off. This is part of your checklist. Right? Okay, so that's there. And then outside of that, let me tell you what else is on my desk here. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. Right next to me, okay, I wish I had a camera I could turn it and you guys could see these things. But right next to me are numbers. Income, how much money we made compared to the same time last year. Okay, by agent, by source. It sits on my desk every month, and when I get through it, the next month numbers come along, and I take the last month's numbers and I file them away. But they stay on my desk. I don't hide them. I want to see them every freaking day. Because if they suck, I want to know them every day. If they're good, it motivates me to get up and get to work and do more. So those 3 things I'm expecting that you've got laying around on your desk. If you don't, I'm trying to figure out what do you do every day? Like you've got to work on your business versus in it all the time, okay? So your paradigm here, your paradigm has a lot to do with this action of working on your business versus in it. All right, so let's talk a little bit then about these stages in this whole process as the rainmaker in our real estate business, okay? And I know this is great content. This is a webinar that'll be recorded for the ages. I'm probably going to use this as a, we'll call it a paradigm, but if I could wish something on Platinum members when they first come in here, it's to start thinking more like the rainmaker, and start thinking less like a real estate agent. Okay? So, and you can see that that's what the focus is here on these webinars that we do the first week of every month. Okay. So there's 4 stages in this real estate process that you guys know about. It's not anything new. You know, we got to find prospects, we got to convert prospects, we got to service prospects, we got to leverage them to get more business. Okay? And this is what I think that probably don't do a great job of is leveraging. When you get business, you should be leveraging the business to get more business. Leveraging listings to get more listings. How about this one? When a property sells, a sold listing, leveraging the sold listing to get more listings. As a matter of fact, when we get to Toronto in 2 weeks, okay, so if you're watching this webinar in the future and you hear me say something about an upcoming event, there's always another upcoming event. Just find it on the calendar and get there. But the one that's coming up next, I have a special session planned for you guys on leveraging your sold listings to get more active listings. There's a checklist for that. Did you know that? See, most real estate agents out there, there's no leverage. It's a solo operation. Get the listing, sell it, clap. Get the listing, sell it, and clap. Get the listing, sell it, and clap. Get a buyer, find them a house, and clap. That's it. There's no other things going on. But if that's all you ever do, you will never, ever have a business. You must leverage every client, every piece of business that you get to get more business. And if you begin to understand and know how to do that, then it's a matter of implementing the systems that we have, and your business becomes quite dynamic. Okay? So one other thing that I'll mention on this is the conversion aspect. The platinum member I was talking about a little bit ago told me their number one problem after generating leads was reaching the leads. And if you can't reach the leads, you're going to have a really hard time converting them, would you say? Right, it's going to be very difficult for you to convert leads if you can't reach them. So my response was simple. It was like, okay, well, why do you want to continue to generate leads that you can't reach, that you're not motivated to reach, you have a hard time reaching? How many more leads do you need that you can't reach? Like at some point you do something different. Like why not generate other leads that you can reach? In other words, do you have problems reaching referrals? No. Do you have problems reaching sign calls? No. Do you have problem reaching people that are calling you saying, call me back, I want to talk to you about your, guarantee? No. So then what are you doing to solve that problem? You got a problem here of reaching leads. You just continue to generate more leads, or you have problems reaching. Might be time to do something different. So this is what we do when we get face-to-face at these workshops and the boot camps, not to mention the conferences, is to work on these finer points. Because over a webinar like this, we can lay out the problem like we're doing. We can discuss the solution to the problems, sometimes specifically, a lot of generalities. Your coach's job is to keep you on track. Those live events that we do, we can drill down for hours and solve these problems, okay? All right. So let's see where you are right now in your business then before we might move on to my next session. And I know that, Andrea, there may be a question or two popping up that if you think it's relevant or, to what we're talking about and it's worth interrupting me about, we can do that. So don't let me get on a roll talking here and talk past some killer involvement from the members. So put that bug in your ear. Okay.
You got it.
All right. So how are we doing right now? Okay, so let's look at this chart. Most of you have seen this before. I use it at the OSA workshops, okay? On the left, we have the activity. In the middle, we have what the industry does. Industry norm and standard, okay? So if I could, I would just change that. Norm and standard. Industry norm standard, okay? The way we do it over here, okay? You can see I've still got Realty Team on there, which is the old company that I sold a long time ago. Finding prospects, here's how everybody else does it. Here's how we do it. Okay, in other words, it's steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, system, 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 system. If it involves you, it's not a system. It's Notice it's not duplicatable. It's not scalable. You're going to get burned out. It's going to rely totally on you. It's not how you make quantum leaps. Okay? So you can see it right there. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Okay? And most of you guys understand this and you get it, but I want you to see it from a different perspective. Okay? If you see it, sometimes when you get so close to something, you just can't see it anymore, or it fades away, and you get away from doing certain things. All right? So let's talk about number 3. If you guys can see that, your follow-up system. If you're generating leads that require follow-up, so editorial ads, you run an editorial ad, how to sell your home without an agent, save the commission. Love and costing home inspection traps to know about weeks before listing your home for sale. Okay? And some of our other 6 mistakes to avoid when moving to a larger home. Some of the other editorials, any of those editorial ads, the majority of prospects that you're going to generate are going to be future business. They're going to 70%, 80% of them are going to be 6 months or longer. Okay? Longer than 6, greater than 6 months. 20, 30% less than 6 months. All right? Which means you must be really good at follow-up. That's why it's step 3. You got to be really good at follow-up here with those kinds of leads. So the callback script, yes. Scheduling the callbacks, yes. In a system so they don't fall through the cracks. Mailing them the follow-up materials so that when you do get in touch with them, they're pre-sold on you. And you can speed up the time of sale. Because if you're branding them on doing business with you, they may call you before it's time for you to follow up with them. You want to speed up the sales process. That's all done with follow-up. So when we talk about follow-up system, holy crap, dude, that's pretty in-depth. Okay? It's pretty in-depth. How about the presentations? Let's see how well you guys are doing here. Listing presentation. I'm sure you probably have our listing presentation, but do you have the platinum level listing presentation with our proprietary marketing content that Mr. Kennedy wrote for us, and Craig and I spent a lot of time improving on? I don't know if you have it or not. Okay? So if you do, it makes the process of conversion easier. But what about this? When you go on your listing appointments, what kind of attachments do you take with you? That's the materials on the side in your briefcase that you get to pull out, and you spread them on the table, and you use as leverage to demonstrate value for both buyer and listing presentations. So each one of these steps, okay, throughout the process, all 6 of them, really involve you understanding fully the systems. So that can only be done by working on your business and identifying problems. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're going on listing appointments right now, and you're just crushing it. You go on listing appointment, you get 8 out of 10 of them, and you're like really good. Okay, so you're really busy now. You begin to delegate listing appointments to somebody else. Are any of you doing that now? Okay, yes, a lot of you. Well, one thing that you'll notice is that when you begin to delegate the overflow of listing appointments to somebody else, they're not as good as you. They typically don't get the 8 or 9 out of 10. It's 4, 5, 6 out of 10. So you pull your hair out like, well, what's going on here? They weren't brought up in the system. They're not quite the entrepreneur maybe you do. Maybe their skill set's not quite as, I don't know. But that's pretty successful. How can we make them better? Okay, well, that's for you to find out, first of all, what their conversion numbers even are, and then where the problems are. That's done by you working on your business versus in it all the time. Okay, so with that, let me wrap up this little part of what I wanted to share with you today and then move on to some really good examples of how you need to be working on your business now to make more business, right? So we've got these 8 universal business principles that you saw probably your very first super conference where Craig Proctor introduced you to his system, okay? These 8 business principles, okay? You guys see those? Let's back up and take a quick peek at them here, okay? Prospects don't want to be sold. The only vote that counts is the customers. They need a compelling reason to do business with you. You remember all of these? Okay? So when you are talking to your prospects, when your salespeople are talking to your prospects, when your administrative people are talking to your clients, when you're trying to negotiate a deal to get done with a listing agent, when you're trying to bring on an OSA, when you're trying to convince a seller to lower his price, when you're trying to get a buyer out of their apartment and into your car to go look at homes. Do you understand that universal business principle number 1 is always in play? People do not want to be sold to. If you want a buyer to get out of his apartment and into your car to go look at homes, it's going to require marketing. If you try to sell them on it, if you're selling to them why they need to do it, now you can say that marketing is, but I think marketing is more influence than it is selling. Selling is what you do when you really don't have benefits. Okay? So each one of these business principles I can give you examples on. Okay? Now we talk a lot about direct response marketing. There's a session on that on the coaching site, direct response marketing. And the reason is because you should, hopefully you understand that when we give you the marketing system, it's ominous. But it's only as good. The ads that you're running right now are only as good as the test you're performing against it. How do you know that the ad that you're running right now is as good as it can possibly be? And the answer is you don't know. You only know if there's a test being performed against it. So, truth be told, the reason Craig Proctor's business grew and grew so rapidly and stayed at the very top for many years, and that all of us are attracted to it, is because he's the master tester of things. He's running ads, and there's another ad being tested against it. There's the control, and there's the test. There's always split testing going on. So, the folks in our Titanium Mastermind, you guys familiar with the Titanium Mastermind? It's 25 people in that. And they pay around $30,000, $35,000, I forget the number, but it's a lot of money. To spend a couple of extra days with me, have a few retreats. Doesn't sound like much, but they all go on to make an extra $500,000, $1 million over and above what they were doing just a year or two earlier. Okay, it's massive increases in income. And if you want to know why it happens so rapidly, it's universal business principle number 2, split testing. And in one run, see, look, when you run an ad, you run the ad. You just run the ad. And it keeps running. Oh, I'm getting leads from this ad. Oh, I'm making money from this ad. Well, when you're running so I understand that. When I'm running the ad, there's always another ad. There's never just one ad. There's 2. There's the control and there's the test. How did the control do? How did the test perform? The test performed better. It's the new control. Let's go with the new test. That's how you quantum lead businesses in short periods of time. So, like my real estate company, Optimus, 4 years old, almost, $300 million in gross volume. It's quite incredible. So, like how do you go from 0, doesn't exist, not even a thought, to $300 million in sales volume in such a short period of time? I'm telling you how. I've already been down this road one time. So what took me 15 years to do, you're doing less than 4. Okay? Split testing. What is the customer saying about your marketing? Okay? All right. So anyway, just want to give you some tips on a couple of these business principles. Let's look at a couple of others if it's okay. All right. I'm reading a great book right now, and I'm not going to tell you the title of it. I'm going to do something different with this book for all of you. But in the book, it talks very specifically about the most successful businesses and principles, and it uses this word specialization. Specialization. Okay, so many of you are familiar with a Craig Proctor's team layout diagram, right? Everybody's familiar with that? Okay, well, let me show it to you. I'm going to find that real fast here. I don't think it'll take me but a quick second to find here, if that's okay with everyone. And I'm going to throw this up on the screen because I think it's worth doing. So I'm pretty quick here at this kind of thing. So, boom. Boom. Here we go. And I'm scrolling down through something right now to show it to you. All right. So I want you to write that word down. Specialization. Specialization. I don't know why I'm pronouncing it specialization. I guess it's the Canadian in me. It's the influence of Mr. Proctor rubbing off on me. Specialization. All right. So specialization. Here's a good diagram of it. Let's look at the next page. Specialization. So if you want to make more money from your business, if you want more free time, be able to do the things you want to do when you want to do them, invest in things that you want to invest in. Okay? Give money away to who you want to give it away to. It's going to really, really require you having a business. And a really great, profitable business is built on specialization. Okay, so you want to think about your systems specializing in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So whenever people pitch me things, they're talking to me about an ad or something like this, I say, wait a second. What is it that you're really trying to do? What is it that you really want to accomplish with that? And that's a great question, because that reveals what they're trying to get the system, the thing, the person to specialize in doing. And that makes it easier on me to be able to coach and train and say, well, implement this or take advantage of that, whatever it might be. But specialization. Okay, so if you think that your inside sales agent can be an administrative person, okay, that's just you thinking that. But that does, I'm not saying they can't be. Of course it can be. Hell, I can be lots of things, right, at one time. And lots of things come to mind. But an inside sales agent, for example, being an administrative person, because they got to answer the telephone, okay, and they're going to, put some leads in the system or whatever it is else you got your ISA doing. Just understand that's you've diluted your specialization. What would happen if the inside sales agent just spent all their time on the telephone calling back the leads? Being an inside sales agent instead of wearing the multiple hats. And you already know this to be true. Solo agents, okay, or agents with small teams like this make less money than our members with this. Why? Specialization. Okay? So your job as the team leader is to find the people in your organization and get them best set up doing the things that they're really good at, so you can spend more time doing the things that you're really good at. Specialization. All right. Cool. So I like that. It's a good diagram. All right. So let's look at one other thing I want to show you here, and then I've got to move on. Way behind my schedule today. Let me see if I can find it here. Yes, here it is right here. Okay. I would make a note of this. I would make a note of this slide right here. This is massive. This is the marketing system, okay? Talks to and about prospects, gives prospect real benefits, compelling reasons to get it from you, and getting it in a non-threatening way, okay? Talks to and about your prospects. Matter of fact, let's highlight that. Let's bold that and let's underline it. Okay, so we're all squared away there. Got emails coming in. All right, so let's talk about this picture and apply it to your business right now. If you want to get a price lowered, how many do you have any listings right now that you believe would be selling if the price was less? It just needs to lower. It's just overpriced. Okay? So some of you have that? Okay. That's marketing. So if you want the price lowered, all 4 of these bullet points apply. Okay? Why should the seller lower their price? So when you call them, you're going to talk to and about them. Hey, remember, Mr. Seller, when we first talked and you told me why you wanted to sell the house? You wanted to get your kids into that school district. Tell me again why that was such a big deal for you. Okay. So It's about them. It's about their, it ain't about me, man. All right? I think you should lower the price. Okay, well, that's about me. Okay? Gives prospects real benefits. All right? Getting the home sold sooner rather than later, okay, is that an advantage to you? Assuming that it will just needs longer to sell. Well, then, if that's the case, why is it not selling now at that price? If it will sell later at that price, then why is it not selling right now at that price? Okay, and if it was to go now, and you're in your new place in the next 30 days, how would the seller benefit from that? Right, accomplishing what it is that they want to get. Okay, what's it worth for your kids to be in that new school district? Is that worth $10,000? Okay, and then compelling reasons to do it now, to get it from you, to make it happen, non-threatening. Look, if I don't get your price, I'll pay the difference. Okay, so no matter what it is you're trying to accomplish, it is marketing. Trust me, it's marketing. Talks to and about prospects, real benefits, compelling reasons to get it from you, non-threatening. So if you can apply that bullet points right there to all aspects of your business, I just use price reduction as one. Okay, trust me. You're on your way now to really understanding how to be a real entrepreneur, how to be a team leader, how to be the rainmaker. Okay, all right. So let's get back to the next thing that I've got for you guys here. I gotta find it. By the way, how many of you guys are using Facebook, the Platinum Facebook page? If you're not on our private Platinum Facebook page, you need to get there. You have to friend request Susan Gastineau. Friend request Susan Gastineau. Okay. So I would recommend that. Hey, real quick though, I want to thank all of you that reached out and said a few words about Jerry, the guy here in the middle. That old guy right there is my stepdad. He wasn't that old. He was only 72 years old. No, I'm sorry, 73 years old. Just turned 73. So he was young, man. He wasn't an old guy at all. Had cancer for a while. Been battling that. It got really bad. So he passed away last week. And I appreciate you guys reaching out about him. He was a lot of fun. We had a great time. He was a good stepfather to me. Since he married my mother back when I was 18 years old. I think I was 17, 18 in that range. So it's a picture of him with my mom and my father-in-law and his wife and my two daughters, Morgan and Mackenzie. I don't know, we're probably a ball game. It looks like one of Morgan's ball games. So, but anyway, it's a great guy. Just want to thank everybody reaching out. I noticed that was on Facebook. I guess Dana posted that there just to say that I just wanted to reach out. But anyways, lots of great things going on this Facebook page. Lots of referrals taking place, and I want to encourage you guys to do more of that. You should be posting more success stories. Like try to outdo your fellow members on success stories. All right. Okay. So one more thing I want to throw at you here, and then we can start winding this down. Get your questions together if you've got any, and I'll get to those here momentarily. I know this is really great content. I love talking about the entrepreneur side of this business and you working on your business. And I know most of you are caught up and I need more listings, I need more business, I need better agents and all that kind of stuff. That's never going to go away. No matter if you're selling 500 houses, you're going to say, I need more agents, I need more listings. It's all relative to the level that you're at. You may not say I need more money, but that's not why you build businesses anyway. I understand everybody wants money. I get that. But why do you get up and go and do this every day? Okay, money's just kind of the measuring stick. What you do with it matters most. Okay, this is in the resources session materials. Okay, resources session materials. So when you click on session materials, okay, you're going to see this coaching session called Creating Your Marketing Plan. Okay. Have you guys done that? As a matter of fact, let's go and start from the beginning here. I'm going to go back to resources, session materials, and here it is down here. Creating Your Marketing Plan, session 19. Everybody see that? All right. So I'm going to click on that. And the reason I want to draw your attention here is because it gets in to the discussion that we had in the very beginning of this webinar. You, the entrepreneur, how you measure your business, okay, what you spend your time doing every day, how you think about things, what you think about working on your business versus in it all the time, okay? So I told you about the text I got from Nathan Clark. So I'm going to pull it back at one time. I'm going to read you his other text that I didn't read you. Okay. Profit is down because we had to hire a bunch of employees, but it's becoming a real company operating without me selling. All I focus on is growth. So you've got to invest more time into focusing on the very thing that you want, more business. Okay? All right. So this coaching session, it's a big one because it deals with marketing and you understanding marketing. Okay? So after Craig Proctor and I teaching you everything that we know about direct response marketing, giving you the ads, all of the marketing systems, okay, it comes time for you to begin to run and implement this marketing system. The only way for you to grow your business is by having an overflow of it. There's another cliche, platitude, slogan. So, but that's the only real way for you to grow your business. You have to have an overflow of it. So what are you doing as far as spending and investing time on the marketing plan, the marketing side of your business? This session right here, massive. So let's look at the categories in developing and you working on your marketing plan on a daily basis. And again, you've seen this before. This is nothing new. For many of you, it's been a long time since you've looked at it. Okay. Number one is budget. Okay. So whenever I do a coaching call with a platinum member, I say, look, let me ask you, what was your gross commission income in 2014? What was your gross commission income in 2015? And what are you got going this year? And the reason I want to know is I want to see if you're on an upward incline or a downward decline or if things have plateaued out. All the answer to any one of those tells me what I need to know about you and your business right now and what areas of focus to drill down on. If your business is going up pretty much because you've got good things going, you're going to need more people. Okay? And if your business is flatlined, okay, then it's a manager. You're too much of a manager. There's no pro-growth moves. And if it's on the decline, you need additional business. You need business now. Now business. You want to leverage the business that you're getting to get more and implement those systems that you don't have going right now. Okay. Number two, lead generation results, tracking. So you may want to write this down. So right next to me, I've got some forms here, some spreadsheets on what we're spending money on and what we're making money from. What we're investing money on and what we're making money from. The sources of all the leads and the sources of all the closings. You just compare the two every month. And I have payroll numbers here. I've got payroll. Everybody that gets money from me is part of my team, company, whether it's with Craig Proctor or even in my real estate company. I got all their salary numbers here, production numbers. That's a big deal. Is everybody going up? Okay. How does that factor into where we are as a business right now? Is that all I need? Just more salespeople? Those kinds of questions. Okay. All right. Now, categories of advertising. There's only two: non-branded or less branded, and branded. That's it. It's the only two. Types of advertising, where that kind of marketing appears. Classified, which would be mostly online, Google, for example. Facebook, another place for classified ads. Editorial, which is in news sections, flies right underneath the radar screen, and everything else is branded, USP driven. Okay, but where? That's the mediums. And I touched on a couple of those, Google, for example, and Facebook. All right, so that's it. Now, once you kind of decided on your plan here and your mediums, you're off to the races. Now it's just a matter of sticking with this plan and tracking, and you're ready to rock. Okay, so now that we've done a pretty good job here of shaping what our business should look like, how we work on our business, what we think about, how we think about things, being the entrepreneur, areas of specialization in the long list of things that we talked about, crammed into this hour-long webinar for you today. I want to make sure that we haven't overcomplicated it. At the end of the day, it's very simple. You spending your time on whatever you're doing right now, is it making you a quantum leap? That's it. Pretty simple question. Is what I'm doing right now making me a quantum leap? Okay, so let's bring Andrea on. Andrea, I'm sure there's been some observations. I don't know because I haven't looked at the questions list, but might be a question or two or some comments that we need to address here. So let everybody know what they need to do if they want to weigh in or ask a question.
If you haven't done so already, we do have a few. Type your question in the chat box, the question box, or click the hand icon like John has done. It's at the top of your webinar control panel, and we can get you live on the webinar with us. John's hand's been raised for quite a while, so let's go ahead and open his mic. John Brackett, please go ahead.
Hello, Andrew, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay, great. I appreciate you taking my call. Todd, here's my question. When you're narrowing down your marketing strategy for this business plan, because I know you interact with a lot of platinum members, what are you seeing right now in the online space? What type of ads are you seeing that are driving the most opportunity across the board for platinum members?
All right, so that's a good question. I like it. All right, where do most real estate agents advertise? John?
Oh, are you asking me? Sorry. Most real estate agents, well, I can't speak to most, but I can say that right now we're advertising online.
Yeah, so probably fair to say, without much research, that the vast majority of real estate agents advertise themselves and other things online. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Right. Okay. Now, when I go as a prospect and I shop, I pretend like I'm a prospect. I go online, say Google. I type in Alpharetta, Georgia brick home for sale. What's the competition that shows up there? Well, when I do that, I see Zillow, Realtor.com, Julia. So the space is being eaten up, a lot of it, by competitors, many of them that make it very difficult for us to compete with. So I don't know what your expectations are, or the other members that are watching today's webinar. I don't know what your expectations are when it comes to marketing online. Okay, my expectations are extremely low at this point in history because that's where that's where everybody is. So of course it's going to be more difficult to generate what we call higher quality or now business leads online. Okay, and I know this is not your question. I'm just making an obvious observation. So as the entrepreneur, my job is, okay, where's the competition not? Where can I go and get business where there's less, craziness going on, and still got a real shot at getting business? Direct mail, for example. Okay, so those are just questions you want to ask yourself always, and always be looking for those places. Doesn't mean you don't advertise online. It's just a very crowded sandbox.
Sure.
So with that, so I'll give you an idea. I was talking to a platinum member this morning, and they were getting ready to start doing some marketing online via Facebook. And we're having this conversation, and I'm like, okay, well, who's handling the Facebook marketing for you? And they said they were. They'd spent this time learning how to market on Facebook and figure all that out, and they were just going to take our ads and run them on Facebook. And I was like, but didn't you say you've already ran those ads on Google and they didn't work so well? Yes. And I'm like, well, what makes you think they're going to work better on Facebook? Especially since I said, look, if it was me, I would go to where a pool of successful people are. Let somebody else manage it and leverage the pool of successful people so that you have a greater likelihood of success. So when it comes to online marketing, specialization again. So I would go to like our guys at Sync that power CP Millionaire Agent, and I would give them a budget, and I would work with them on Facebook marketing. So to answer your question specifically, there's only so many places to be online: Google, Yahoo, Facebook, places like that. It's the ads matching up with what the prospect's typing in, landing on your website, that makes your marketing most effective. So if you're going to advertise on Facebook and you're going to run home evaluation ads on Facebook, and there's lots of them there, how is your ad going to stand out over and above others so that the prospect selects yours over and above the Zestin, so to speak? So there's no, we got members making money from all of those sources, Google, Yahoo, Facebook included, making money from all of them. Online home evaluation ads. But the majority of them that make the most amount of money are doing it partnering with a company or a person who specializes just in that sort of thing, and they can measure what other people are doing that are involved in that pool. Okay? In other words, all of the Platinum members using CP Mass, for example, powered by Sync, all the members using that data is compiled, what's working and what's not working, and can rapidly increase everybody else's ad versus going it alone. So that's the best I can tell you on online marketing. And if you're going to make a go of it, I would be partnering up with a technology company that is doing a great job for other people in the organization. And that, right now that's Success and Craig Proctor Millionaire Agent Platform powered by Sync, right? And throw an ad budget to it and hire those guys to go at it. So there you go. Other companies are doing like you. I can pull one. We can poll the Platinum members right now. One guy will say Bold Leads is crushing it, and another guy will say, oh, they're off. They're terrible. Okay, so a lot of it has to do with regionally. Sure. Here's one. Some people say, hey, how come you guys don't do more super conferences and events in Texas? Like, oh my gosh, man, Texas is this and that. Well, why don't we do more stuff there? Well, it's quite simple. We can't get our emails delivered in Texas. They just don't get to in California and in Florida. The emails get delivered. The agents get them and read them and open them. But in Texas, we can't even get them to get to the agent's mailbox. So that's why I'm saying, when it comes to online and the internet, it's extremely regional. That's why it's best to be a part of a pool and work with a company that works with a lot of our members and leverage that success, and it'll shorten the timeline of your success as well. Good question, and a way detailed answer. All right, this is Andrea.
Okay, our next question. Gary Evans is typing, is the PowerPoint on the coaching site? I was hoping you knew the PowerPoint. He wasn't very specific.
Yeah, this PowerPoint. It's my 8 Universal Business Principle PowerPoint. And the answer is yes, it's on there. As a matter of fact, let me just show it where everybody, this will be good. I'm going to go to Libraries. I'm going to go to File Library. And when I get to File Library, I'm going to go to the library called Platinum OSA Workshop Library. Platinum OSA Workshop Library. And that PowerPoint is specifically Platinum OSA Workshop Session 1, ID 1446. Glad somebody mentioned it. I would have forgotten.
Okay. Lynn Goodell says, don't leave us hanging. Where's number 7 and number 8 business principles?
Oh my gosh. Lynn, killing me. Okay, they're right here. I'll just throw them up on the screen for you. I'm sorry. And it's a good way to kind of wind this down today. Leverage, okay, and that's really what this is all about. Is you guys leveraging marketing, leveraging people, leveraging systems. So people ask me like, well, Todd, how is it that you can jump back into real estate really after being retired from it? Start up a brand new company, have nobody, nothing, not even a license to do business, and go from nothingness to $200, $300 million in less than 48 months. And so, like, how's that even possible? And the answer is, well, I don't have a real estate license and I don't have a real estate broker's license. So if I can guarantee you that if I had a license, if I had my broker's license, I can guarantee you it wouldn't be doing that. If I had my real estate license, I guarantee you that wouldn't have happened. Okay? So leverage is the power to maximize things. Okay? So I'm forced not to do certain things. So like Nathan said, I spend my time just working on growing. System, you reinvent the wheel every time. Your job is to implement systems. Platinum members, your job is to implement the systems that you have access to. And your ability to implement these systems and grow them is going to dictate how fast and how fat your business grows. Okay? All right. So I've got open house at the local high school here with my daughter. So before I roll into that and get you guys back to working, I want to leave you with this. Put this on your calendar. As a matter of fact, you can go ahead and register for this event. It's not too early to do that at the coaching site, October 13th, 14th, 15th. Remember the bonus day on the 16th? That's training on the CRM. So you can get to the coaching site and go ahead and register for these things. You guys know how to do that? Just schedule an events tab. I want to encourage everybody to make sure you get to, oh, look here, the agenda's already there. So Adrian threw that up there today, so you can take a look at that. All right, so with that, let's go to wrap it up today. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that specialization presentation, okay, and really what it is to be an entrepreneur and team leader within your business. Get you motivated to go and make something happen now. And you'll start to get a little sick at your stomach if you're spending way too much time in the business and not enough time working on it. If you're going to spend time in the business, you should be calling back the leads. Okay? So do more of that, less of making things pretty, working on PowerPoint or whatever. All right? Great job. Any of the questions I didn't get to, Andrea's going to send them to me. I'll type them up. We'll include them in the next package. So, hey, great job. Congratulations on a great year for all you guys. Look forward to seeing you soon, most of you here in a couple of weeks in Toronto, the rest of you in October at the Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Conference. All right, with it, it's going to wrap up our webinar. Let's go sell some houses. If you're going to go sell, though, go sell big. See ya.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a wonderful afternoon. Talk to you all very soon.